Bad people sometimes live easy lives. Good people sometimes die tragic deaths. But what happens when a man who claims to speak for God dies in precisely the way God says he'll die if he invents a false revelation? Let's find out. Following his conversion, the Apostle Paul spent about 3 decades preaching the gospel. During that time, there were numerous plots to kill him. The Romans eventually succeeded in the mid-60s AD. Because Paul was a Roman citizen, he was executed by beheading rather than by crucifixion. Since Paul had been preaching to the Roman soldiers and leaders, his martyrdom served as a witness to the very people who executed him. Our word martyr comes from a Greek word meaning witness. So Paul died an honorable death as a martyr. How did Muhammad die? Well, after Muhammad and his followers had attacked the Jewish settlement at Khaybar, a Jewish woman whose father, uncle, and husband had all been slaughtered by Muhammad's followers offered to cook a meal for Muhammad and his companions. And as we all know, if a woman whose family you've just butchered offers to cook you a delicious meal, you say yes. So Muhammad gladly accepted the invitation. The woman poisoned the roasted lamb she was serving. One of Muhammad's companions died from the poison. Muhammad spit the food out and survived, but the poison did some sort of internal damage that led to ongoing medical problems. A few years later, Muhammad complained to the mother of the man who had died from the poison that he could feel the poison killing him too. The History of At-Tabari, Volume 8, page 124. The messenger of God said during the illness from which he died, the mother of Bishr bin al-Bara had come in to visit him. Bishr, at this very moment I feel my aorta being severed because of the food I ate with your son at Khaybar. Muhammad felt his aorta being severed because of the food he ate at Khaybar. He said the same thing to Aisha as he was dying. Sahih al-Bukhari 4428. The Prophet, in his ailment in which he died, used to say, "O Aisha, I still feel the pain caused by the food I ate at Khaybar, and at this time I feel as if my aorta is being cut from that poison." I should point out that the words "as if" are not in the Arabic. Muhammad doesn't say he feels as if his aorta is being severed. He says that he feels his aorta being severed from the poison. Why are these references to Muhammad feeling his aorta being severed significant if we are examining the manner of his death? Well, in the Quran, Allah tells us how he would kill Muhammad if Muhammad ever forged a revelation. Let's read 3 translations of Surah 69, verses 44 to 46, to see how Allah would kill Muhammad for inventing revelations. Hilali Khan, and if he, Muhammad, had forged a false saying concerning us, we surely should have seized him by his right hand, or with power and might, and then certainly should have cut off his life artery, and in parentheses the translators add, aorta. Pickthall, and if he had invented false sayings concerning us, we assuredly had taken him by the right hand, and then severed his life artery. M.H. Shakir, and if he had fabricated against us some of the sayings, we would certainly have seized him by the right hand, then we would certainly have cut off his aorta. What did Allah say that the penalty would be for fabricating revelations? He said that the penalty would be cutting off Muhammad's aorta. And what did Muhammad himself say that the poison had done to him? He said that it had cut off his aorta. So while Paul died an honorable death as a martyr, Muhammad died a disgraceful death as a false prophet. Given Muhammad's treatment of women, Jews, and followers of Jesus, it's almost poetic that he was killed by a lamb given to him by a Jewish woman, ultimately severing his aorta confirming his status as a false prophet. Humiliations galore. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. In case you stumbled upon this video while browsing or searching, I wanted to let you know that it's part of a series comparing Paul and Muhammad. So if you'd like to see the full series, be sure to click on the playlist. If you're already in the playlist, you're about to see that the Quran affirms the reliability of Paul, but Paul condemns Muhammad.